What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at this 2024 Jeep Wrangler. This is a two-door Sport S finished off in Anvil, and MSRP is about $47,000. So let's pop the hood using these manual latches, see what we have going on. So we can find the latch, and it reveals the 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine. It is turbocharged, pumping out 270 horsepower with 295 pound-feet of torque, and this has an 8-speed automatic and of course a 4-wheel drive transfer case. And then we just manually lock it all back together on each side here, and we can take a look at this styling. First up, got a really cool graphic with the American flag, so a really nice combo on this particular spec. And then the styling is pretty much unchanged since the beginning. Just a really classic design. Got the chrome headlights, 7-bar vertical grille, just very Jeep. Then you can see the turn signals on the far side of this fender, all flowing down into the massive front bumper. It's all finished in plastic, just being more of a typical trim. Got your chrome design for these fog lights, and then metal tow hooks. Got some good ground clearance, almost 10 inches on a standard Wrangler like this. And you can see just that plastic skid plate underneath the bumper just to protect a little bit of that front axle. Fender flares are pretty large as well, and you're gonna see a nice set of 17-inch wheels, two-tone color with the old school Jeep right in the center, and just a really good look overall. Got a nice trim piece, no more whip antenna, you got the trail rated badge instead, then your Jeep and Wrangler, and your exposed door hinges. You can see all the plastic material for the door handles, along with the side mirrors. And then these rubber bumpers here are for when you fold your windshield down, gives it a safe place to rest. And then at the side, you're gonna see some rain channels up here. Got a 3-piece removable plastic roof, 2 pieces over the passengers, and then the entire rear end pops off separately. Now the two-door certainly is a stubby car. It's about a 97-inch wheelbase. Of course, you can opt for a 4-door version, which will be a little bit larger with bigger back seat room. But super classic design, basically just a big square on wheels, super cool body on frame construction, nice fender flare in back, leading towards the plastic rear bumper. You're gonna see a high clearance exhaust, your nice taillights, door hinges, and then a full-size spare tire with your backup camera. Got a third brake light up above that is adjustable for larger tires. Grab handle on this side along with your gas cap. There is a tow hook down below along with trailer hitch and your trailer hitch connections. And overall design, really nice. I mean, you can't argue with it. Hasn't really changed, and it probably never will change. It's just a cool, classic looking off-road SUV. Now, if we take a look at the interior, got the typical Jeep key fob. You even have a metal key if needed, lock, unlock, remote start. It does feature a smart key, so you have the button and everything to lock and unlock it from the door. And then moving to the interior, for 2024, you got a much nicer fabric material, and then you're gonna see that new screen. So it is a nice update, honestly. Makes it feel a lot more premium. You're gonna see a black vinyl material all throughout the door panel, grab handle to close it, and then this one is to help lift it off of the hinges when you do remove your doors. You're gonna have a cargo net down below, release handle, lock, unlock, mirror controls. You can even see a Gladiator and a Wrangler. And then this is all manual for the seats. We have lumbar support, raise the seat up and down, you got your recline, and then some bronze stitching along this new fabric. So it has a pretty cool look to it. I certainly like it. And then you can see the black leather steering wheel with more of that bronze stitching. So now let's hop in. Foot on the brake, let's fire it up. You got the cool old school Wrangler fading into a JL. You can see it says since 1941. So this style is very retro, but is super cool to see. Web controls on the left side, Bluetooth and audio, cruise control settings on the right along with your forward pacing, and then you can scroll up and down all throughout this screen and see a lot of information. So you can scroll left and right in vehicle info, see a lot of different vitals within this car, and then continuing down, the off-road one gives you pitch and roll, which is pretty sweet to see. Fuel economy, things like that are all going to pop up. Then of course you have your transfer case intact, speedometer on the right, and then temperature and fuel right in the center. You have your windshield wipers on the right side, then turn signal stalk on the left, all of your headlight controls, one of your air vents, some plastic material, just a little bit of storage, and then I like how there's more of that fabric and stitching along the dash. Got a good grab handle here, and then this new screen is really nice, just super integrated into the dashboard, looks very clean. You can scroll left and right, you have a lot of different shortcuts you're able to adjust. different media icons, all of your climate controls. You can very easily adjust everything, zones, heated seats. You have your phone integration, and then under vehicle, you can see a lot of different settings. If you go under controls, we're able to take a look at that rear view backup camera. Exiting out of there, under dashboard, we even get off-road pages for a Sport S. I feel like it used to just be on Rubicons. So you can see your steering angle, transfer case, accessory gauges, and then a bigger pitch and roll. We also have apps as well. You have favorites, and then everything, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So super nice to work. And I like how you even have shortcuts up here to go under climate controls. You can see your heated seats and steering wheel. Those will toggle, and then you have a few more things. Of course, going into reverse, you get your backup camera that pops up automatically. And then there's even physical climate controls down below. So we can adjust the fan speed. You'll see it adjust on the screen, temperature as well, and then all the physical controls on the left and right side. We have a downhill assist, traction control, 12-volt outlet down here, and then different media outlets over here. You can see your window controls, extra auxiliaries over there. That way, in case you're going to add winches or lights, you have that ability. We have our manual transfer case, which is a really cool way. And then the old school Jeep, some leather on these shift boots. Good storage for cup holders. Your cell phone can fit there. Nice manual parking brake. And then 2 different cubbies in the center. You can also see the black vinyl material and then a typical glove box. One last look at the interior. It's a nice update. It's nothing fancy or crazy. However, just a little bit extra fabric material and the new fabric on the seats and that screen definitely make it pretty cool. We have speakers up here, your dome lights. So for the roof, you basically just unlock all these levers. It's very easy to go ahead and do. And then there's one more right there, and you're just gonna pop these panels right off. So very easy just to do everything. And then the back one, there's a few screws in there, you're gonna remove it. But definitely cool feature to see in a car like this. Now moving on to the back seat space, I can just grab this lever, pull this forward, and then slide the whole seat out of the way and climb into the back. Now back here, you are gonna have the same materials, and then it's decent back here. Of course, 4-door will give you more space, but with the driver's seat set at my height at 5'11", I mean, I can still fit back here. You got your speakers right here, plenty of headroom, headrest pop up. You got kind of an armrest on this fender. However, you do get cup holders along with air vents. So not the worst. I mean, honestly, definitely usable if you and your friends want to take this off-roading and have some fun. And then we can easily get that one out of the way. Now, climbing out of this Wrangler, it's not too bad like I mentioned. And then taking a look in the back, you can manually open this up. We have some specs for all the JL Wranglers. Manually open up the glass, and we have a pretty good amount of storage all behind the second row seat. If we open this up, there's hidden storage, areas to put all of the bolts when you take your roof doors off and everything like that. And then we can pull these hinges, and you're gonna pop down the headrests, and then click that up. This can fold nice and flat, and then it'll even pop upwards to give you even more storage. If you want this out, it is removable, not too hard to go ahead and pop this whole thing out. It doesn't really stay like this, so you might want to go ahead and pop it out if you're going to. However, from here, just keep it held down, and that is back into position. And we can go ahead and close everything up. All right, we are setting off now in the 4-cylinder Wrangler, giving it a little bit of throttle. Honestly, this thing is kind of peppy, especially being just the 2-door. It's not that big. It's fine. I don't really mind this engine, especially with the nice 8-speed. It seems pretty peppy to drive. Now, some basic things. This is not the best vehicle on the road. It is a little all over the place. It's kind of hard to keep it perfectly straight. You're gonna notice there's no lane keeping assist in this car because it would probably go off all day long on the highway. So the forward pacing does work really nicely, but you know, this is a solid axle off-roader that you can drive on the road. It's fine on the road, but it's certainly not the best. So you're just gonna notice that going 50, yeah, there's a lot of wind noise, even with the hardtop. So there's a lot of compromises when you're buying a Wrangler. However, if you're buying this, you kind of already know that, and you probably don't care. It's fine in here, like I said, the seats are comfortable enough. Again, they're not the most comfortable, but they're decent. steering position and everything is pretty good. Visibility is fantastic. You can see out the front end so well, especially being such a small footprint. When you look over your left and right shoulder, the back of the car is right there, and you can see the entire hood and everything. Turning radius is amazing. Just doing that, I mean, that is the easiest U-turn ever. Like, you can maneuver this thing off-road so incredibly well. It is unlike anything. So that is where the Wrangler shines, especially in a two-door configuration. It is so maneuverable, especially off-roading. When that does translate to on-road, you know, parking this, moving it around your driveway or something like that, it is just such an easy car to drive around. As far as the new tech, the new screen I love. It is a huge upgrade from before, and it's so nicely integrated. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of like the huge tablet size. This is just integrated nicely while it is out compared to the actual dash. It looks so good in here. I think it looks fantastic, just the way it works and everything. I mean, you have all the functions you're gonna need, and it's an easy reach. You know, sitting here, I barely have to reach to touch climate controls and to reach the screen. So I just like how it's simple and really user-friendly. This is such a simple vehicle, of course, with the controls and what you do have to offer in it. It's just one of those kind of tried and true old school retro cars, probably one of the most old school vehicles on sale currently. And they're fun to drive. Well, again, they're not the best on road. They're a little wobbly, just not the greatest. They're fun. They make you smile. They're fun to zip around. Of course, taking the doors and roof off, it just opens your life to a whole new adventure of a vehicle that not many others can do. Of course, now the Ford Bronco two-door would be your biggest competition, but aside from that, there is nothing quite like driving in a Wrangler. It's really cool for sure. And at least the modern JL, plenty of power options. Of course, you can get the hybrid versions in some four-doors, or you can get a V8 in the four-door as well. For this one, I believe you can really just get this or maybe the typical V6. So overall, they're cool. When you're on a decent road, like, it's definitely a lot quieter. Still, when you hit bumps, it's a little unsettling, but those small sacrifices translate into something really fun for adventure. If you're gonna be taking this off the pavement, that's where it shines, and that's where every single thing about this comes to life and becomes something that is just a blast to drive. So overall, definitely pretty cool to be in. The two-door especially, it's just so short and compact. It is fun around town.